This is Eric with Curated Overland. Today I have Plowman, who's a seller of a few different cars with us today. We have a 1990 Mercedes 300 CE, also a 1990 940 Porsche 944 S2 cab, and a 2002 Porsche 911 Carrera 2. Each of these cars are fantastic. They're just all really pretty low miles. In the case of the 996, very low miles, 5,000, and are super clean. So, Plumman, tell me a little bit about each of these and how you got to acquire them, and a little bit about your experience with them.
Hi, Eric. I appreciate the opportunity to share some of the details of the cars with you and your audience. I will start with the 300 CE. I bought the car last fall. I bought it from a gentleman who purchased it as a gift to his father in 1990. He then took over stewardship around 2009 because the car wasn't used very much. And unfortunately, he didn't use it very much either. It only had about 5,000 miles put on it since he got it. And I have maybe put up less than 100 miles since then. I have a number of European cars and German cars predominantly, so we try to exercise them on a regular basis. Unfortunately, we don't do as good of a job as we'd like to, and that's one of the reason why probably the main reason why the three cars that are listed with you guys are listed. So the CE is a very nice car, very original in a lot of ways. It was always in the garage, so all the chrome trim and all the things that usually get pretty beat up on 124s because they're used is in perfect shape. It has no accidents, no rust. It was never damaged. It has a couple of small, very minor cosmetic imperfections to be expected for something that's 35 years old. It drives, brings you back to the 90s. Everything works on the car, including the clock and the antenna and all the little 124 things and Mercedes of that vintage that don't usually function. I have not really done much to it. I know it had a battery done last year. It had an oil change last year, not long before I got it mileage wise. So the car, if whoever buys it could obviously go through it at their discretion, but it does not really need anything, and everything is functional. And it's a very nice piece, like I said, if it's somebody that enjoys 124s, I think the coupes are beautiful, and they're finally seem to getting their recognition and both appreciation in the automotive world, as well as some, appreciation financially. Um,
That's
I,
great.
I,
And as I look at it here, I mean, the white exterior, gray interior, I don't think there's any car that has interiors last as well as a 124. I mean, it looks literally like it came out of the
yeah,
seats and came
they're
out
of a
of the
different
dealer.
era. I agree 100%. A lot of times, the 1990 and up cars actually have the M104 motor, which is a 24 valve motor, which is a far superior than the 103 that's in the coupes that were imported to the States in 88 and 89, and also has the newer seats. Oh, it's nice. It's like I said, it's a really nice car. It's honest, and it's it's like
Yeah.
any German car. It should be used and put into service.
Yep. Great. And then air conditioning, super basics. Air conditioning works on it, heat works on
E-
it, all the things that
Everything
should.
works on the car. Correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
great, beautiful, great. And then for those that are listening and not yet watching, it's got great period pieces like the original stereo is in the car as well, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
a very
just fantastic.
complete. It has all the keys, the manuals, the window sticker. Um, it's a nice car, like I said, and
Great,
I'm pretty sure that even a very picky Mercedes guy would be surprised at how nice it is if it's seen in person.
that's fantastic. It's also of the era where in this pillarless coupe, you can put the windows down and it doesn't buff it. It's just you can drive it and it just drives the way it's supposed to. So with the windows down, enjoying a summer day. So great. All right. Well, should we move on to the 944 S2 cab?
Sure. I bought the car in January of last year. I put about 150 miles on it. The car had extensive service work done that I believe is listed with you guys. So it's actually not only a low mile original paint S2 cab, which is pretty rare for North America, but also is one of those low mileage cars that has been actually gone through and has no outstanding maintenance needs. The timing belt, the balance shaft belt were done. A bunch of other stuff was done. Everything works on that car as well, down to, you know, all the dash lights, including the light in the engine compartment. Original paint, was part of a collection, ended up going to a gentleman who traded into a Porsche dealer, a lady that I bought it from. She and her husband had a number of Porsches. She bought it from the Porsche dealer. I bought it from her. Um, you know, very, very nice. Again, piece of early 90s German automotive history. For those that like the S2s, they have that phenomenal 3-liter four-cylinder motor that has uh, an incredible amount of torque. And believe it or not, it's the most fun 944 to drive around town. As like I said, the displacement and the torque just puts it head and shoulders above anything else, including the 944 turbos, which you have to kind of rev out. Different driving experience, but really nice. 15,000 miles. Like I said, you know, nothing really, no outstanding needs. A few small cosmetic imperfections, and that's really about it.
That's
Very nice
great.
car.
Yeah, it's a beautiful looking car. For those again that are listening, it's a linen metallic exterior on a linen
Yeah,
interior,
cool color
and
too. That
yeah,
makes it look like something from the 90s.
yeah,
You
it
know, it's
really
not
does.
red, white, black.
Right, right. The interior is spectacularly clean. Makes my wife's late 2010s convertible pale in comparison. So it's just, yeah, it's a beautiful looking car. So perfect. And then
Thank
for
you.
those that yeah, for the some of the work that was done, looks like the timing and balance shaft belts were done. As well as, you know, new tires, accessory belts, engine mounts, all fluids replaced. So anyway, so yeah, so it's coming ready to
Right, it's a
go.
low mileage car. You can actually
Yeah.
get it and drive. Unlike most of them that have been just sitting around that would need to be recommissioned if somebody actually wants to put it back into service. And that was one of the reasons actually why I bought it. I've had plenty of really low mile Porsches over the years, and I've been around the block with buying stuff that was just sat around. And then if you want to actually use it, like I said, you have to go through the car. This car was gone through, and it was original paint. And you know, I've like I said, I've been around these cars, and I always appreciate that. And so it's a very nice piece.
That's great. Okay, why don't we move on real quick to the 2002 Porsche 911 Carrera 2 and talk about low miles. This one only has 5,600 miles on it. So yeah, tell me a little bit about this one.
Um, I love 996s. You know, I've been fortunate enough to be around 911s for a long time, and I've owned and driven almost everything you could imagine. And the 996s kind of hold a special place. Unfortunately, that car really is too nice to be used. I bought it kind of unexpectedly last summer from a gentleman who was a second owner. He bought it from a very, very meticulous, crazy guy when it had 3,000 miles on it. He himself only put 2,500 miles, I believe, in something like 15, no, 16 years, something like that. But he always drove the car once a week around his gated community and started it and say, you know, obviously changed the oil every year. So it was pretty much went from one guy who part of a collection to another guy who had a number of cars, and I bought it from him. I've only put about maybe 60 miles on it since, and I bought it because I had my first 911 that I actually had was a Carrera 4S 996 that I bought when I was 26 years old, and I love 996s. I love the white. You know, Carrera white is a beautiful color on black. It has the lightweight wheels, so it's a really cool car. Interesting build with manual seats. It's the only 996 that I've seen in North America with manual seats. Um, no rear wiper, kind of base build.
I
The
love
car
it.
also is you know, and it is on pretty much. It has the original windshield wipers from 2002 with the spoilers on them. It has the original valve stem caps with the Porsche crest, which I haven't seen since you know, I was
Oh
drooling over
yeah.
those cars at the dealerships. It's pretty much a brand new 911, you know. And for the right guy, I happen to, like I mentioned in our conversation, we're trying to cut back a few cars and also drive what we can. And I don't really think that's a car that either it has to stay the way that it is, or somebody has to buy it that can actually put it really into regular use and use it and enjoy it and pretty much have a brand new 911 for, you know, I don't know what a base cur is these days, but a 130 or 140 or
Yeah,
whatever it is.
2x.
So
2x, I think the
right,
asking price on
right.
this probably.
So,
Right.
and
Yeah.
that will be the logic. But yeah, it's a phenomenal. It's, like I said, I can talk about it for the next 10 minutes. But um, if you wanted a new 996.2, then this is the car. And another thing too is crazy this might sound, the pictures are nice, it looks beautiful. If you know what you're looking at, even if you don't know what you're looking at, it looks beautiful. But seeing it in person is really more
I can
impressive.
imagine.
I bought it sight unseen, and when it actually got to me, when it was delivered, I was very impressed by how um, how new it is, and
Yeah.
also it
Fantastic.
drives like a brand new 996. The S2, by the way, drives as a new 944 as well too. That's
Mhm.
something that I didn't mention, but
That's great.
that's really
All
about
right.
it.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. For those of you that are listening and not yet looking at the video, definitely check out the pictures. It is a brand new 996.2. It's absolutely brilliant. So, well, good. Plummet, thank you so much. Appreciate you taking the time here today to chat about these three fantastic
Thank
cars.
you.
All right.
Likewise.
Cheers. Check out this vehicle and many more at curatedoverland.com.